Hey everybody, welcome back to Integrity Ministries. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit different video topic. We're going to be talking about some of the things that kind of surprised us, kind of caught us off guard, and some of the things that are outside of the realm of normal as we came from the United States into Mexico.
One of the things that really surprised me was the nightlife in Mexico, but not the nightlife that you're probably thinking of. The city just really comes alive at night. People are getting off of work and they kind of rest for a little while, and then you'll see families like with little kids just walking down the street, going to the different taquerias around the town, and it just really comes alive at night. Also, like the mornings are slower paced, which is really nice for me.
Yes.
My mornings have always been kind of slower paced, and I feel like it's just a more relaxed entry into the day. So kind of slower mornings, and then working through the day, having a bit of rest time, and then just, I love the way that everything comes to life at night. Families are walking around and going shopping, and it's just really nice. I feel like in the U.S., things just kind of, after everyone gets off work, everyone pretty much stays in their houses. They might run to the grocery store, but then that's pretty much it. But here there's more of a feel of community, which is really nice and actually really beneficial for ministry purposes too.
It's kind of weird for me because like in the States you're so used to like you don't go to the park at night, you don't go to the town square at night, you don't go to these different places. But in so many other places around the world, Mexico being one of them, that's when you go see people. Like, you don't go to the park in the middle of the day, it's too hot. So everything cools down in the evening and everybody goes to the park. Yeah.
Another thing that I really like about Mexico that I didn't know about was all of the different kinds of sweetbreads. So the breads here are a little more dry than what we're used to, but they're really good. It's like perfect for dipping in your coffee, and we found a couple of really great cafe in our area that we love to go to. And it's just sweetbreads are just part of life. You go to someone's house and they might have sweetbread. There's people driving around selling sweetbread out of their car. So it's just, that was a very pleasant surprise for me in Mexico. I love sweet stuff, especially with coffee, so that was really cool. Another thing is all of the tiny little tiendas or stores around town. Mm-hmm. So they have your traditional grocery stores, and they also have like a Walmart, which is a very general store. But then they also have very specific little stores for little things. Like they have tiny hardware stores scattered around the town, and I'm going to butcher this word, but they're ferreterias, I believe they're called. So they have these hardware stores, they have just general little like convenience stores, and then there's a lot of people that just sell like cold drinks and stuff out of a tiny little store in front of their home. So you can't go very far without finding someone that's selling a snack and a drink. So it's really easy to find when you're out and about. Also kind of a different cool way to connect with people and just get out in the community is just go to their tiny little store. So that's something I had no idea about Mexico, which I think is really cool.
One of the things that's really kind of shocked me was everywhere you go has a long line. And like, I don't want that to sound negative, but as an American coming from like, we'll call it convenience culture, you're used to walking into Walmart, and if there was more than 3 or 4 people in line, you're like, well, why isn't there another register open? Why is there so many people here? Why can't we get some help there? You know, and that's, I feel like that was just kind of the cultural norm. Mm-hmm. And here we'll go to one of the bodegas down the street and we'll go shopping. They'll have one register open and 15 people or 20 people in line. And that's just normal, you know, and nobody's upset about it. Nobody's flipping their lid or getting upset. Everybody just chit-chats with the people around them and just takes their time. So for me, like, I understood that there was a slower lifestyle here, but I didn't realize all the aspects of life that would kind of leak into, you know. And it's not just the lines, but everything just kind of, as an American, we'd say it just takes longer. Mm-hmm. But here they just have a slower pace of life. You know, we're used to instant gratification. We're used to ordering food online and having it dropped off at our front door. We're used to ordering groceries online, and God forbid we have to drive there and they put them in the back of our trunk. You know, like all this instant gratification. You know, you want to watch a movie, you've got 15 platforms to go look for something. It's just all about convenience and ease, we'll call it. And here it's a lot different. Kind of hand in hand with that, the other thing that really threw me off is, since I've taken over the finances, I've taken over the bill pay, is when we were back in the States, Tiff would say, hey, we're paying this bill and this bill and this bill. And it was super simple. She'd sit down for 30 minutes, maybe 45, and she'd do all the bill pay online, and she'd, you know, take all the notes and write down what was paid and how much is left. And she had a really great way of doing that. And we came here and we have to go everywhere to pay our bills. For instance, like, we have to go to a certain bank to pick up my pay. And then we have to go to an ATM to pay in cash for our rent. I've never seen a pay in cash ATM before.
Yeah, that's different.
So that was very different. For our internet, we have to go to a different ATM and pay there. For our water, we go to the mall down the street and they've got a water office there. So we walk in and talk to the lady there and take care of it. I think the craziest one that really rocked my world was paying our electric bill.
Yeah.
We go to an OXXO, which is basically like the American equivalent would be like a 7-Eleven without the gas pumps. And you walk in, you stand in line, you hand them your bill, they scan it, and you pay cash.
Yeah.
So it's just weird.
You can get a Coke and pay your bill at the same time.
Yeah, very refreshing. One of the other things that kind of struck me hard was the loneliness. And the loneliness, I'd say, came from the inability to communicate well. You know, it's weird being around so many people, and so many people being like in our condominium here, so many people being in our church, so many people being in our, we'll call it our circle here in the country. But without that language, without fluency in that language, it's very difficult to be able to have that closeness and have those connections.
I would say it's kind of most everyone here has been very nice, very welcoming, but it's just hard to have those deeper conversations that are just so easy in your native language, but are so difficult in a foreign language. So you can just have the general, like, hi, how are you, how was your week conversations, but to have those deeper, meaningful relationships, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, exactly right. But that kind of goes into my last thing, was just how friendly people are here. For those of you who don't kind of understand where we're at, we're all the way on the north side of the city limits of Cancun, and we're about as far away from the tourist area as you can get. In our local community, it's very uncommon to see foreigners. And so for a group of white people to move into this part of town, we got a lot of funny looks, and we got a lot of, like, you know, question marks, like, what is going on here? I guess they're lost. And even with our limited Spanish, we've really tried to immerse ourselves in the culture and in the language. And in those opportunities, we were able to use the limited Spanish that we had to have conversations and chit-chat with these people. And watching their faces just go from, what are you, like, are you lost? To, like, lighten up and so excited. It's opened so many doors for us. We've been able to talk with so many people and get to know so many people. It's funny, I was talking to Tiff last night. I feel like we've got friends everywhere we go. We go to Costco downtown, and there's people that are like, oh, there's the redheaded family. And we go to the gas station that we go to, and attendants from 2 or 3 pumps down will come say hi to us and say hi to the kids. And, you know, just the shops that we go to and the stores, and even some of the taxi drivers that see us coming in and out of these stores are like, hey, what are you guys doing here? Like, we see you here all the time. This is a great opportunity for us to use this as an icebreaker to really communicate with and get into some of these more intimate relationships in the community and get to know people at a little bit deeper level.
Hey guys, my name is Lydia. I am 14 years old and I'm in the 9th grade.
Okay, Lid, so today we're talking about main differences that you noticed between Mexico and the US. What do you have for us?
One of the differences was that in America, if you break something or screw up something, that people are like, you stupid idiot, like you shouldn't have done that. But here, people, if you do the same thing, they're like, nah, no pasa nada, it's okay, no worries. They're like super just chill.
So just more kind and more forgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what else?
So another thing was the amount of street food that's here. Like in America, you might see like a corn dog stand at the fair, and that's it. But like, you'll just be sitting outside and there's bump, 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 and there's just random songs that goes with it. They're just crazy. There's so much stuff and it's all delicious.
Yeah. So they'll have like loudspeakers that'll be like, a tamales for 20 pesos, and it'll just be on repeat, and so you can go and get your tamales. It's pretty cool.
Another thing is that like I never get tired of tacos. Like I thought I would be tired of them by now, but like I was in El Salvador and I was like, I really like tacos. And so, yeah, that was another thing that kind of surprised me.
And there's different varieties of tacos. I feel like that kind of helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing was how, like, I had some rollerblades that my aunt gave me, but I never really used them. My dad had a couple guitars, no interest. When we came here, I didn't have anything, and we don't have a lot of land like we used to, and so I couldn't just run around and act like a fool to waste all my energy. So now I had to rely on something else. So eventually we acquired some guitars, and now I'm able to practice more like that kind of stuff to keep me busy.
So you had to kind of find a different outlet for your energy because you were so used to running outside, and here that's a lot different. You have a patch of grass that's 4 by 3 feet, I think.
Yeah. Another thing was that whenever, like, the differences between the boy and the girl roles, because in America people, like, it's just boys and girls, like, they can do basically everything the same. But here, like, I'm used to, in America, at our house, just, like, digging holes and building random stuff and helping my dad with projects. But here, I sort of, when I show up at the construction sites and stuff, people are like, why are you here? You don't belong here. Like, most of the women, their roles are like stay in the house and cook and clean, make tamales, which I love doing that stuff too, but I'm like, that's weird. Another thing is that a lot of people think that we're strange because I always carry a pocket knife with me, because you never know when you're gonna need to chop something or cut off a string or something, and so people are now, one of the people at the church, they were like, I noticed something about Americans. I was like, what? And he said, they always have a pocket knife. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's something that's different, and it's come in handy because now the people at church will ask you, like, hey, did you bring your pocket knife? And she'll be like, yeah, it's right here, of course. So it's a funny culture difference that has kind of come in handy for both of you. Yeah. What else you got? Anything fun?
So, a couple of things. One of them was the high score that I've seen of people packed on a motorcycle is 6. There's at least 4 most of the time.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Another one of the things was how whenever we were at the beach the other day, there was a nun at the beach, which that's just a surprise in general. And then she's there just chowing down on this ice cream, and I was like, you go, girl.
Yeah, that was fun to see. Thanks for being honest and letting us know some of the stuff that surprised you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Davey, and I'm in 8th grade, and I'm 13 years old.
So, Davey, we have been talking about some of the things that like kind of surprised us or kind of caught us off guard when we moved from our home back in Missouri and came here to Mexico. What are some of the things that kind of surprised you or caught you off guard?
Well, Nothing really surprised me, but one thing that I did notice the difference of is probably the plant life and all the animals. Like I didn't know that there's so many different kinds of palm trees.
Yeah, there are a lot.
There's this animal that I feel like it's really cool, but also at the same time really weird. I don't know its name, but it's like half raccoon, like half monkey.
Oh, I think they call that the coati or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the brown one, right? With like the really long tail. Yeah, we see those at the park once in a while. So that's pretty crazy. It is a lot different here than where we lived in Missouri because it was so cold. So what's something else?
Another thing that surprised me is probably the tacos.
Really?
Yeah, in America you just get those big tortillas, you get some like ground beef, tomatoes, lettuce, if you're adventurous, some hot sauce.
Yeah, if you're adventurous.
Yeah. But here in Mexico, the tortillas are only like a third of the size.
That's true.
And my personal favorite is tacos al pastor with pico de gallo.
Yeah.
Pico de gallo is like, has onion, cilantro, and tomatoes.
Yeah.
With some lemon juice.
Yep. Those are good. I think those are probably one of my favorites as well. They're like the classic hit. So, tacos, plant and animal life, anything else?
I think maybe the street vendors.
Yeah?
Yeah. In Missouri, you didn't see anybody selling street food.
Yeah, that's true. Especially out where we lived out in the country, right? So, out of all the street vendors that we have, I know we got like the esquite and elote girl that's at the end of the street here. There's like the marquesitas, the churros. We've got a couple of pastor places and other stuff. What's some of your favorite street vendors that we have kind of come across?
For dessert, I would say definitely the marquesitas and probably the elote guy near Tio's house.
Oh yeah, the guy with the cart. Yeah, he has I think the best peanut chili oil out of all of them that I've had. Those are awesome.
Well, those are the only three things I could really think of that was different from my life in Missouri.
Well, those are good things, dude. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Charlotte. I'm 11 years old, and I'm in 6th grade. Some of the things that surprised me about Mexico is that the size of my house. I wasn't expecting my house to be this small. In my other house, the last one we had, me and Lydia shared a room, Davey had his own room, Emma and Evelyn had their room, and Mom and Dad had their room. But we now have to downsize a lot of our stuff and get rid of a lot of stuff. And all 4 of us girls are in one room. The parents are in a room and Davey's in a room. So that was just one of the differences that I noticed.
Was it hard for you?
Yes. It gets really messy really quick.
Yeah. That would be a big change. What else you got?
Oh yeah. The generosity of snacks here is also very high leveled. Every time someone goes to a store and picks up some sort of snack, they always are like, "You want a piece? Here, take the chips." And then sometimes they even buy certain things for certain people. And that was just kind of funny, because usually in the States it wasn't as much there, but it still happened there.
Yeah, so people will be having like a church event, hanging out after church, and then someone will run to one of the little stores, come back with a bag full of chips or peanuts or something, and then they'll walk around the whole church just offering some to everyone, which is really nice. We like that.
Another thing is here, we don't just grab a water cup and put it under the sink and drink that water because it's not clean water. So every once in a while, once our water jugs are empty, we need to go and refill the water jugs. And we have like 5 water jugs and they go by so fast.
Yeah, we drink a lot of water, don't we?
Yeah. So that was just different because usually in the States you would just like grab a glass of water and drink all the stuff from the sink, but here you need like something to purify it.
Yeah. All right, what else?
Oh yeah, the new animals is pretty cool because first iguanas. Iguanas are these lizards and they have like spiky backs and everything. They're like a lot cooler than the lizards you got in the States. Also the crocodiles, they're the one that we saw at the park was gigantic. It was the biggest one I've ever seen. Then we came there another time and there was a baby crocodile. There's just lots of crocodiles. And we call these birds dinosaur birds because they're these black birds that have big tails and always like walk around the sidewalk and think that they own the place.
Yeah, they're pretty weird looking. They look like a dinosaur era sort of bird. I'll have to try and put one up here for you.
And a lot of things here are last minute. Like, we had an example like 5 minutes ago. Someone came to our door and they were like, hey, can you take care of my baby real quick? And then we're like, yeah, sure. And so we are caring for the baby for a little bit. And we did not expect anything about that baby coming or anything about that.
Yeah, and last night you guys were invited to a little birthday party all of a sudden, and they were like, hey, come have some cake with us. A house just down the road not down the road, down the sidewalk from us. And that was pretty cool. They invited us in and got a picture with the kids, just, with their daughter, and it was nice.
Yeah.
So is that all you got? Is that your list? Yeah, which one do you think has been the most difficult to get adjusted to?
The size of my house.
The size of your house. Yeah, it's quite a bit smaller.
Yeah.
But God's still good, still providing. Yeah. All right. Thanks for talking with us.
Hi, my name's Emma. I'm 9 years old and I'm in 4th grade. Hi, my name's Evelyn and I'm 7 and I'm in 2nd grade.
Awesome. So, girls, today we're talking about things that surprised us about Mexico. Okay? So, who wants to go first?
Thank you.
All right, Emma. What surprised you?
That we are learning the language good, and that we're making some good friends.
Okay. Do you think you could say a Spanish phrase for the camera, for the people?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Very good. So, are you able to talk to your friends like at church and stuff? Yeah? Yeah, that's awesome. What about you, Evie? What's something that surprised you?
The tamales.
Ooh, tamales. You like tamales? Uh-huh. And I think you like empanadas really well too, right? Which one do you think is better?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I think they're both tied.
Yeah, they're both really good. Okay, do you guys have anything else? Yeah?
That there's a lot of Americans here.
A lot of Americans? So there's not really a lot of Americans in our neighborhood though, right?
Yeah, there's like out in shops.
And yeah, especially when we go to the Walmart.
Yeah, the store, it's kind of like the adventure store.
Yeah, the adventure store? Which one?
Like the toy store.
Oh.
Like where Americans go.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, in Walmart, kind of by the hotels, there's a lot of tourists that come in, and there's Americans. That's where we see a lot more white people, right? And then sometimes there's people we've heard German there. What else have we heard?
I heard Chinese.
Chinese, yeah. It's pretty cool that we're in a place where people come all around the world to see Cancun. It was pretty neat. What about you, Emma?
The weather, because it doesn't snow and it rains a bunch.
That's right. Yeah, we're in the rainy season right now, so we just started to see a little bit more rain. Yeah, our house kind of had a leaky problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got that fixed though. Emma, is
And-
there anything else? Yeah? Okay.
And there's a bunch of iguanas here, and a bunch of different weird animals. There's one that looks like a monkey and a raccoon mixed.
Yep, that's a pretty cool one that we've seen, and its tail sticks like straight up. That's really neat.
And I have one more.
Okay.
That we have to share, a room with all my sisters. I thought just me and Emma were all gonna have our own rooms again.
Yep, things are a little bit different, right?
Mhm.
Do you like sharing with your older sisters, or what do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
You feel more comfortable? Well, thanks for talking with us, girls. Those were good things.
Thanks for watching!